I remember a time when things weren't going well, and I was feeling so frustrated and overwhelmed. My thoughts were moving in a spiral, thinking friends were doing things because they didn't like me, just to spite me. Sometimes we need to take a second just to sit and breathe, gather our thoughts and figure out what is it we believe. Is someone being mean or treating you bad? Are they doing things on purpose but only to make you sad? Tap into your senses before you react. Could this all be a story you made up, or is it fact? Try to assume the best before you resort to anger. If your life is a play, you're playing the main actor.
All right, so I was just spotlighting one of the slides on our new song unit for stage 3. And what we do is, I'm just showing a little example. We then zone in on a particular set of the lyrics. So the one that we're zoning in here now, it says the below line here is a skill set called positive reappraisal. So you think for year 5, 6 students, where everyone's starting to create stories, jump into conclusions, and it says here, tap into your senses before you react. Could this all be a story you made up, or is it fact? Try to assume the best before you resort to anger. So what do you think positive reappraisal means? Here's the definition. So we'll always have a definition as part of the lesson. Simply put, reappraisal is a strategy you can use to pause before you react. You notice and accept the negative feelings, but you challenge the thoughts and the story you are creating. It is a skill that requires reinterpreting the event. So it takes 4 crucial steps that we teach kids. And this is what you'd be doing as a teacher, and there's a script as well. Challenging unhelpful thoughts by identifying them as a shark thought. Say to yourself, the story I'm telling myself is. Create the start of a resilient thought. Think of a shark thought you currently have and now complete these sentences. That thought is not true because. Another way of thinking about this is. The most likely outcome to all of this is. Replace the story with a generous assumption. So what then happens is we're going to invite students to have a different scenario, and they try and use one of those 4 steps to see if they can call on a bit of positive reappraisal. So basically, positive reappraisal, what we're very, very clear to teach kids is it's not about denying your feelings or making something horrible positive. Instead, it's about a series of steps you can take to work out if something really is horrible, or if you're creating an unhelpful thought and a story to exaggerate what might turn out to be untrue, and if to work out if it really will be a disaster. We can challenge our default setting when plans don't work out or something changes, that everything will be terrible as a result. So we then go through each step and, kind of break down particular examples. There's a little song, a little animation that the kids can follow along to as well.
Know yourself, take time out and look within. It takes a lot of practice, like working out at the gym. If we never deal with our wounds, they leave scars. Sometimes it feels awkward and conversations are hard. Be brave, be kind, always assume the best. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding, no need to stress. Tell all of the negative thoughts to have a rest. Have a talk and get your stresses off your chest.
So then we call on the kids to practice a positive reappraisal for each situation in pairs using all of the steps. So they'll have a printout of the 4 steps, and then here's some situations. Your friends walk past you whispering and giggling. Now, without positive reappraisal, you might immediately go, they're laughing at me, they're not true friends, how mean. Or your friend says you cannot hang out on the weekend, but you drive past him on Saturday kicking footy with 3 of your mates. So perhaps, you think he doesn't like me, he's not a true friend. Your mate removes you from a WhatsApp group you have been part of for a year. The next day he says it was an accident and adds you back in. So essentially what kids then need to do is they'll each have these particular scenarios, and you can make up more as a teacher. And then what you're going to do is invite them to use one of these steps to having an opportunity to have positive reappraisal. So it might be to create the start of the resilient thought. Okay, so you might apply it to this. One, your friend has 2 of your class friends for a sleepover and not you. Immediately your shark thought might be, they don't like me, they did it on purpose to hurt me. And then the start of the resilient thought might be, that thought's not true because I was invited to a sleepover 3 weeks ago. Or I'm sure that sometimes parents have strict ideas on numbers, and I might be invited another time. So Then we get every student to grab a copy of Reframe and Reappraisal so they can practice it and report back. That is an example of one of our lessons in the Stage 3 unit of work called Be a Good Human.